My successful ident is Nickelodeon On Demand, my unsuccessful ident is BBC, and my chosen ident is ITV. Nickelodeon have designed this ident as if they were playing a game of Tetris when little sections of the letters were coming down during the ident. Each little piece goes down slowly in different colours, for example blue to red for parts of the letter N, then goes down fast when it hits the ground. Once all the letters are down, they turn orange. This ident doesn't have much density of information, however, the only information it gives is visual information. The ident is only 11 seconds long and there is little space in between when the letters are complete during the ident. The purpose of the ident is to show the audience that a program will be coming on that channel, and having the shortened word of Nickelodeon to make the ident not as long as it would have been if they have done the full word. This ident is specifically aimed at young teenage kids roughly around the ages of 5 to 12. Also, this would be aimed at middle class people as well, towards people who want to be educated, because the programs that are put on the channel can help those people in that age group learn about things. When I did my research on finding out the audience profiling for Nickelodeon, I found that the actual age group that people are watching is 8 to 16 years old, which is most of the programs that it is aimed at, which I found on Wikipedia. In this ident, the designers have addressed the audience by using a game that most people know about and use the kind of design create the logo of the channel. This could link to the younger generation of kids, which links to the main audience and is a good channel for kids to watch. BBC have designed this ident quite simple because it's just blocks of lights with letters in it of the channel which lights up in a dark room. This ident also doesn't have much density of information, however, the only information it gives is visual information of what the channel is. The time is only 5 seconds long, which is very short and doesn't really tell you much about the channel itself. The purpose of the ident is to present the channel and what's meant to be coming up next, however, it doesn't show that. This ident doesn't show anything apart from the letters of the channel with the little dots at the end. Whereas the other idents for BBC, it has more of a better illustration of the channel and what can relate to what's coming up next for the programme. The opportunities that this ident presents the channel is very limited. The display of the text, as I have previously said, is only just blocks that lights up. It doesn't really attract the audience very well. The only information it has is just the channel itself and nothing else. This ident has worked within its limitations of the format in a certain way, but I wouldn't class it as a successful ident because it doesn't show much towards the audience, and it could possibly get the viewer to change the channel and not be interested in the next programme. I think that this ident hasn't communicated any information from the ident itself. This ident isn't show the audience anything the way it is supposed to, and that's why it is unsuccessful. This ident is specifically aimed at teenagers and adults roughly around the age of 16 to 35. They would mainly be at middle class people as well, towards people who are wanting to be watching factual programs, because the programs that are put on that channel are something people would watch on a daily basis. When I did my research on finding out the audience profiling for BBC, I found that the actual age group that people are watching is 16 to 35, which is most of the programme that is aimed at people watching. In this ident, the designers have addressed the audience by just using the blocks and just have the letters within the lights, which doesn't really show anything to the audience and doesn't show much content about the channel itself. During the ITV ident is showing a hand of a person and a pug getting washed in the sink. During the ident, the logo just appears in the middle while the dog is getting covered with water. The purpose of the ident is to present that a program is about to come on that is in relation to a dog's program. There's a little bit of branding because it has a dog in it, and most people like dogs as pets, which could intrigue them to watch what the program is. The opportunities that this ident presents is to show that the only footage and the logo and nothing else, which can make it more informative, which can be a negative for the ident. This ident hasn't got much worked within the limitations of the ident. The logo is linking in with the video footage in the back because it's the same colour which blends in. The time of the ident is quite long, which could bore the audience that are watching the channel. I think that this ident hasn't communicated any information from the ident itself, just like the BBC ident. Apart from that, it's just a dog being watched, which may or may not have an impact of the next programme. This ident is specifically aimed at people towards the ages of 15 to 16. They would mainly be at middle class people as well, towards people who are wanting to be watching animal because the programs that are put on the channel are something people would watch if they are interested in dogs itself or animals. When I did my research on finding out the audience profiling for ITV, I found that the actual age group that people are watching is about 16 to 34 years old, which is most of the programs that it is aimed at the people who are into those programs. In this ident, the designers have addressed the audience by just sticking a dog in the sink and have it washed by someone's hands who we don't even know, which means the person is unidentified and it attracts dog lovers or even animal ones.